Busted. Big shakedown underway in DOJ, FBI, CIA, and IRS after Trump caught all in terrifying plot by the conservative Jew for RWNofficial.com. On Sunday, President Donald Trump effectively turned the tables on the Barack Hussein Obama administration after he demanded a probe into whether or not his predecessor's FBI infiltrated and spied on his 2016 presidential campaign. After reports of how an FBI informant had multiple contacts with members of the Trump's campaign, the president point blank asked what then President Barack Obama knew about the operation, while at the same time clashing with former CIA boss John Brennan. And on Monday, he formally asked the DOJ to probe whether or not the Obama administration was involved in all this, and if Obama himself gave the order to spy on his campaign. Donald's tweet there, the Wall Street Journal asks, where in the world was Barack Obama? A very good question. Here is more via Breitbart. Monday, Fox Business Network host Maria Bartiromo said during the administration of President Barack Obama, the Department of Justice, the FBI, the IRS, and the CIA were all involved in trying to take down Donald Trump. Fox News' chief judicial analyst Andrew Napolitano said, we may be on the precipice of exposing a very, very extraordinary political use of intelligence and law enforcement by the Obama administration. Bartiromo said this is a major presidential election. President Obama basically, what it appears to me, politicizing all of his agencies, the DOJ, the FBI, the IRS, the CIA. They were all involved in trying to take down Donald Trump. This is how John Brennan replied, Senator McConnell and Speaker Ryan, if Mr. Trump continues along this disastrous path, you will bear major responsibility for the harm done to our democracy. You do a great disservice to our nation and the Republican Party if you continue to enable Mr. Trump's self-serving actions. Unbelievable. Does this above tweet sound like a threat to you? Actually, not that one. He's threatening to oust McConnell and Ryan there because he most likely has dirt on them. The other one was a direct threat that he made to Trump. John Brennan is panicking. He has disgraced himself. He's disgraced this country. He has disgraced the entire intelligence community as one man who is largely responsible for the destruction of America's faith in the intelligence community and in some people. And the top of the FBI, Brennan, started this entire debacle about President Trump. We now know that Brennan had detailed knowledge of the phony dossier. He knows about the dossier. He denies knowledge of the dossier. He briefs the Gang of Eight on the Hill about the dossier, which they then use to start an investigation about Trump. It is that simple. This guy is the genesis of this whole debacle. This was a political hit job. This was not an intelligence investigation. Brennan has disgraced himself. He's worried about staying out of jail. Dan Bongino's quote, Trump quoted him there. One of the few references to Obama's involvement came in the form of text released earlier this year from anti-Trump FBI officials and lovebirds Lisa Page and Peter Strzok. In one of them, the two discussed preparing talking points for then FBI boss James Comey to give Obama, who wanted to know everything we're doing. Here is more via Fox News. The precise origins of the Russia probe remain unclear. Officials have previously pointed to comments Trump advisor George Papadopoulos allegedly made about the Russian dirt on Hillary Clinton as touching off the investigation in July of 2016. A House GOP memo released earlier this year affirmed this timeline. But reports over the weekend in the New York Times and Washington Post said an informant was also talking to Papadopoulos and other Trump figures in 2016. The details have raised questions about what prompted those contacts. The revelations come amid a tense dispute between the Justice Department and House Republicans, who have been seeking details about the informant's role. Trump referenced that standoff on Saturday, tweeting, "Only the release or review of documents that the House Intelligence Committee, also Senate Judiciary, is asking for can give the conclusive answers. Drain the swamp." The FBI's probe of Russian meddling in the 2016 election and possible collusion with Trump figures would eventually be taken over by Special Counsel Robert Mueller's team. The intelligence community and Senate Intelligence Committee have since declared that Russia did seek to interfere in the election, largely to boost Trump over Clinton. So I'm going to take their words for it now. Yeah, show me the proof. Oh, the 13 Russian trolls? Really? And 3 companies, and one of them doesn't exist? Yeah, okay. We're really paying for a bunch of loony birds to be in charge here, right? But in looking to turn up new information on how the probe began and suggesting political motivations were at play, Trump and his allies on Capitol Hill could undermine the Mueller's probe, just as Trump and his legal team are weighing the possibility of a Trump interview with the special counsel. I wouldn't even consider that. I don't know who's advising Trump. I would never sit down with the special counsel. I'd make sure I would prosecute the special counsel for his role in doing something illegal. Get him where you can. Meanwhile, Obama has said little about the probe's beginnings, of course not, and it's unclear if he plans to enter this highly charged debate. No, I think he's running at this point. As you can all recall, Brennan has been a vocal critic of President Trump since he took office. No, really? And why not? After all, he is the deep state, and they need to fight to keep the power President Trump is taking away from them. Yeah, they were used to the destruction of America. Yeah, their last nail in the coffin would have been Hillary Clinton getting elected, and the deal would have been done. So this is a new strategy by the president, whose legal team is now led by Mayor Rudy Giuliani, who is helping him turn the tables on the shenanigans these people in the swamp have been doing since before he even took office. Here is more information on John Brennan and his role in all of this via The Spectator. Seeking to retain his position as CIA director under Hillary, Brennan teamed up with British spies and Estonian spies to cripple Trump's candidacy. He used their phony intelligence as a pretext for a multi-agency investigation into Trump, which led the FBI to probe a computer server connected to Trump Tower and gave cover to Susan Rice, among other Hillary supporters, to spy on Trump and his people. Yeah, Susan Rice. Yeah, and McMaster's, what did he do? He pardoned Susan Rice? Because she was supposed to be prosecuted, and McMaster stepped in and helped her out. I'd like to know where that weasel is at this point. I haven't heard anything about him. John Brennan's CIA operated like a branch office of the Hillary campaign, leaking out mentions of this bogus investigation to the press in hopes of inflicting maximum political damage on Trump. An official in the intelligence community tells TAS that Brennan's retinue of political radicals didn't even bother to hide their activism, decorating offices with Hillary for President cups and other campaign paraphernalia. So they thought it was a done deal. You can just imagine their heartbreak. A supporter of the American Communist Party, at the height of the Cold War, Brennan brought into the CIA a raft of subversives and gave them plum positions from which to gather and leak political espionage on Trump. He bastardized standards so that these left-wing activists could burrow in and take career positions under the patina of that phony professionalism, they could then present their politicized judgments as nonpartisan. Yeah, right, exactly. Oh, gee, I'm telling you, boy, we really lucked out with Trump, but look at what he's going through. I say arrest this character. They must have something on this character. On Mueller, come on. I mean, what are we waiting for? Get in the military and arrest them. Then let them explain from jail what if they're innocent or not. I mean, enough is enough with this garbage. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And again, thank you so much for watching.